Did you know that Africa is a continent full of secrets that could change our understanding of the world? From ancient civilizations buried in the sand to newly discovered species, Africa continues to surprise scientists with findings that challenge everything we thought we knew. In this video, we will explore 20 shocking discoveries made in Africa, so incredible that if they hadn't been documented, they would be hard to believe. Get ready to discover the most astonishing secrets that continue to leave experts speechless and why they are so important to science and world history. Number 20. Dinosaur discovered in Zimbabwe. In the remote wilderness of Zimbabwe, a paleontological discovery has fascinated scientists from all over the world. During two expeditions in 2017 and 2019, the remains of Africa's oldest dinosaur were found, a species known as Amberosaurus rothii.
That Zimbabwe is also home to the fossil evidence of a dinosaur life.
Amberosaurus rothii lived over 230 million years ago during the Jurassic period. This small herbivorous dinosaur measured approximately 1.8 meters in length and weighed around 27 kilograms. Its slender body and long neck allowed it to reach vegetation in hard-to-access areas, giving it advantages in its natural environment. The species name, Amberosaurus, comes from the local Shona language, while rothii refers to paleontologist Michael Roth, who was the first to identify fossils in the region. This discovery is a major advancement in paleontology as it shows that Africa was home to a rich diversity of dinosaurs long before previously thought. Although Amberosaurus rothii was relatively small, its finding in Zimbabwe opens new possibilities for uncovering more about the prehistoric fauna of the African continent. With further explorations, scientists are likely to learn more about ancient ecosystems and the species that inhabited Africa millions of years ago. Number 19. Africa's Stonehenge, Nabta Playa. In the Nubian desert, about 700 miles south of the Great Pyramid of Giza, lies Nabta Playa, an archaeological site that rivals the famous Stonehenge of England in mystery and antiquity.
The calendar circle at Nabta Playa. The mock-up is to the correct.
Discovered in the 1970s, this complex of stones aligned with the stars dates back more than 7,000 years, making it older than its British counterpart. Nabta Playa includes stone circles, megaliths, and other structures believed to have been used for astronomical observations and as a seasonal calendar for the ancient nomadic herders of the region. The centerpiece is the stone circle calendar made up of large stones, aligned with the stars Sirius and Arcturus, as well as with the belt of Orion. These alignments suggest that the inhabitants of Nabta Playa possessed advanced knowledge of astronomy. However, the site has faced preservation challenges. Over time, tourists and curious visitors began moving the stones, altering their original alignment. To protect this important legacy, many of the structures were moved to the Nubian Museum in Aswan, where they are now displayed in their original formation, allowing future generations to appreciate this testimony of ancient African culture. Number 18. Sacred Crocodiles of Bazul, Burkina Faso. In the tranquil lakeside village of Bazul in Burkina Faso, something happens that challenges our perception of crocodiles. Here, these reptiles, known for their ferocity, have a unique and friendly relationship with humans. According to local legends, this connection began in the 15th century, when a devastating drought hit the village. The crocodiles, considered guardians, guided the desperate villagers to a hidden pond, saving them from thirst. In gratitude, the villagers began to honor the crocodiles, establishing an annual ceremony called Lakra. During this celebration, sacrifices are made to honor the reptiles and ask for blessings for the community. In Bazul, the crocodiles are treated as respected members of society. It is common to see them strolling through the yards of houses or searching for nesting spots, while the villagers protect their eggs from predators. For the villagers, these crocodiles represent the souls of their ancestors, and when one dies, it is given a full funeral with a coffin, just like a human. This unique bond between humans and crocodiles is not only an example of harmonious coexistence, but also a testament to the deep respect the community has for nature. Number 17. Fantasy coffins of Ghana. On the southern coast of Ghana, death is celebrated in a unique and colorful way.
If you die, you are dead, whether they bury you in a normal coffin or in a fantasy coffin.
The Ga people have turned the crafting of coffins into an art form known as fantasy coffins. These coffins do not follow conventional shapes. Instead, they represent the passions, professions, or achievements of the deceased person. For example, a driver might be buried in a coffin shaped like a car, while a fisherman might rest in one shaped like a fish. Fantasy coffins are carefully designed by skilled artisans who work with wood to create intricate, detailed shapes. These works of art not only honor the life of the deceased, but also allow families to celebrate their legacy in a memorable way. The tradition has become so popular that fantasy coffins are now exported to countries in Europe and America, where they are admired for their creativity and cultural symbolism. For the Ga people, these coffins are not just a tribute to the deceased, but also a way of expressing their belief in the continuity of life after death. In this culture, every funeral becomes a celebration, uniting the community in a farewell that honors the individuality and impact of the loved one in their world. Number 16. Sahara Desert, Africa. The Sahara Desert is known for its vast stretches of sand dunes and its arid, hot climate. Covering an area of 9.2 million square kilometers, it is the largest hot desert in the world, and its size is so impressive that it could contain entire countries within its borders. However, what many don't know is that in the distant past, the Sahara was a green and fertile place, a paradise that today seems unimaginable. Around 11,000 years ago, the Sahara was not the scorching desert we know today. Back then, the region was covered with lakes, rivers, and vast grasslands that attracted a variety of animals, including hippos, elephants, and antelopes. This green Sahara was due to a change in Earth's orbital tilt, which altered the solar radiation reaching the region. This shift brought more rainfall, enabling the proliferation of a surprising biodiversity. However, about 5,000 years ago, the Sahara's climate began to change, and the region started to dry out again. Today, the Sahara faces an uncertain future, but experts believe that in 15,000 years, it could transform back into a green and fertile paradise, following the natural cycles of the planet. This phenomenon underscores the ever-changing nature of climate and geography, reminding us that even the most arid landscapes had diverse pasts and a potentially life-filled future. Number 15. Eye of the Sahara and the Lost City of Atlantis. In the Sahara Desert in Mauritania lies one of the most enigmatic and fascinating geological formations on the planet, the Richat structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara.
You see, the interest in the Eye of the Sahara is not just limited to us here chatting about it over the internet.
This massive formation has puzzled scientists for years and has led to various theories, including the idea that it could be the remnants of the mythical city of Atlantis. The Richat structure is a giant 50-kilometer diameter circle visible from space. It consists of concentric rings of rock that form a series of ridges and valleys, giving it the appearance of a giant target. In the center of this formation is an elevated plateau that rises more than 180 meters above the desert floor. Scientists believe the structure was formed by a combination of volcanic activity and erosion, which exposed various layers of rock and created this unique circular pattern. However, some have speculated that the Richat structure could be more than just a natural geological formation. Some theorists believe it could be the remains of the lost city of Atlantis, mentioned by the Greek philosopher Plato. Although there is no evidence to support this theory, the idea that the structure could be an ancient human site has captured the imagination of many. Regardless of its origin, the Richat structure remains a fascinating mystery, and its immense beauty and uniqueness continue to attract scientists, tourists, and adventurers from around the world. Number 14. The Saqqara bird, Egypt, discovered in 1898 in a tomb at Saqqara, Egypt. The enigmatic Saqqara bird is an artifact that has baffled archaeologists and scientists for over a century.
Could it be that the Saqqara bird, with its vertical tail fin to act as a stabilizer, was a kind of glider?
About 2,200 years old, this carved wooden figure resembles a modern airplane with extended wings and a head that resembles a bird. It measures 180 mm in wingspan and weighs 39.12 grams, but its purpose remains a mystery. Some researchers suggest that the artifact could have been a children's toy or a ceremonial carving, while others believe it might represent a functional model of an ancient aircraft, indicating an advanced knowledge of aerodynamics by the Egyptians. Some even propose that it could have been a weather vane to predict wind patterns. Despite the multiple theories, the Saqqara bird remains an enigma. Its design and the lack of contemporary documentation fuel debates about whether the ancient Egyptians possessed scientific knowledge that we still don't fully understand. This fascinating artifact continues to inspire both awe and questions about the capabilities of ancient civilizations. Number 13. African Goliath frogs. The rainforests of West Africa are home to the world's largest frog, the imposing Goliath frog, Conrawa Goliath. This giant amphibian can reach up to 32 centimeters in length and weigh more than 3.3 kilograms, rivaling the size of some domestic cats. Despite their extraordinary size, these frogs are shy and quiet, as they lack a vocal sac to croak. Instead of communicating through sound, they use movement to interact with their environment. Goliath frogs live in fast-flowing rivers and waterfalls, where the males create rock nests to attract females. These nests require the males to move heavy rocks, which may explain why the males are larger than the females, a rare characteristic among amphibians. After mating, the female lays thousands of eggs in the nest, but does not participate in their care. Unfortunately, this species is endangered due to habitat loss caused by deforestation, urbanization, and agriculture. Additionally, Goliath frogs are hunted for their meat, considered a delicacy in the region, which adds pressure to their population. Their conservation is crucial, not only because of their uniqueness, but also due to their role in the ecosystem of Africa's rainforests. Number 12. Homo naledi, a new human species. In 2013, a group of explorers ventured into the remote rising star caves in South Africa to discover something that would change our understanding of human evolution. There, they found a series of bones belonging to a previously unknown human species, Homo naledi. The remains of Homo naledi showed a surprising mix of primitive and advanced traits. While their brains were considerably smaller than modern humans, only about a third of our brain size, their hands and feet suggested that this species might have been capable of using tools and performing complex tasks. This led scientists to speculate that Homo naledi might have coexisted with our own ancestors, Homo sapiens, and played a crucial role in human development. What was most intriguing was the location where the remains were found, a cave chamber that was almost impossible to reach due to narrow passages and sharp rocks. Only a group of young, small, agile women
All right! You got the fossil.
could maneuver inside the cave to extract the bones. This has sparked theories about the social behavior of Homo naledi, with some suggesting that this species may have had social rituals or burial practices. The exact age of the bones remains a mystery. Dating techniques place their existence between 236,000 and 335,000 years ago, but experts still disagree on where Homo naledi fits on the human family tree. Some suggest the cave may have been a burial site, while others think it could have been a death trap. Regardless of the theory, Homo naledi remains one of the most stunning surprises in the study of human evolution. Number 11, the new widow spider of Africa. In 2014, in the Tembe Elephant Park, South Africa, a spider was discovered that immediately captured the attention of scientists and explorers due to its unique and fascinating appearance. This species, known as the finger button spider, features an intriguing pattern on its abdomen resembling an exclamation mark and a horror face, with white markings that look like eyes and an open mouth. This unusual design is not only eye-catching, but also helps the spider camouflage itself and avoid predators. Closely related to the black widow and other species in the Latrodectus genus, the finger button spider could be one of the largest widow spiders ever recorded. Its venom is highly neurotoxic, meaning that a bite can cause serious medical complications and requires immediate attention. Additionally, this spider is prolific. The females, which sport bright red spots on their abdomens, produce egg sacs of intense purple color, with each sac containing up to 600 offspring.
Huge abdomen there. They are a little bit top heavy.
The discovery of this spider not only broadens our understanding of biodiversity in Africa, but also highlights the importance of protecting natural habitats such as the Tembe Elephant Park. This find proves that even in the 21st century, nature still holds surprising secrets. Number 10, the intact rainforest of Mozambique. Hidden atop Mount Lico in northern Mozambique lies a tropical rainforest so inaccessible that it has remained virtually untouched by human activity for centuries. Located about 700 meters above sea level and surrounded by a steep ring of rocks, this rainforest is a unique ecosystem that was discovered thanks to satellite images in 2012 by biologist Julian Bayliss. However, it wasn't until 2017 that a team of researchers finally explored the site and revealed its incredible biodiversity to the world. What makes this rainforest so special is its isolation. While other tropical regions have been altered by agriculture, deforestation, and urbanization, the rainforest on Mount Lico has only experienced natural changes, such as droughts and storms. This makes it a living laboratory to study plant and animal species that have evolved without human interference, offering a unique window into the ecological past of our planet. Among the discoveries made in this rainforest are new species of butterflies, amphibians, and plants. Additionally, its biodiversity provides scientists with valuable clues about how tropical ecosystems might respond to climate change in the future. This discovery shows that even in the age of technology and global exploration, there are still corners of the world that remain unexplored and full of surprises waiting to be uncovered. Number 9. Voodoo in Africa, Benin. In West Africa, Voodoo is not merely a religion, but a way of life deeply rooted in the culture and traditions of many communities. Although Voodoo has spread to various parts of the world, Benin is recognized as its place of origin and the epicenter of this ancient spiritual practice. In this small country, over 40% of the population practices Voodoo as an official religion, and every year on January 10th, the Voodoo Day is celebrated, a national holiday honoring this tradition. Contrary to the stereotypes associated with black magic, Voodoo in Benin is a complete religion encompassing art, dance, music, medicine, and philosophy. Believers worship Mahu, the supreme being, along with more than 100 deities that represent natural phenomena and aspects of daily life, such as fertility, storms, or healing. Through ceremonies filled with chants, drums, and dances, Voodoo priests invoke these deities, offering sacrifices such as chickens or goats to ask for favors or show gratitude. Voodoo also plays a crucial role in traditional medicine, using herbs and rituals to treat diseases or alleviate personal problems. Although it is sometimes used for harm, such as poisoning enemies, most practitioners consider Voodoo a force for well-being and social harmony. This religion continues to be a cultural and spiritual pillar for millions, uniting communities and preserving their connection with the spiritual world. Number 8. The underwater waterfall of Mauritius. In the Indian Ocean, to the southeast of Africa, the island of Mauritius is home to a phenomenon that amazes those who witness it: the optical illusion of an underwater waterfall. From the coast, the scene appears normal, but when viewed from a helicopter, a fascinating image is revealed. It seems as though the water is cascading down into the depths of the ocean. This phenomenon is not a real waterfall, but the result of sand and sediment deposits falling down an underwater slope. These sediments, pushed by currents, create the illusion that the island is being swallowed by the ocean. This visual wonder not only attracts tourists from around the world, but also highlights the complexities of the underwater environment. Although it is an optical illusion, the underwater waterfall of Mauritius is one of the many reasons this island has become a popular destination, standing out as a natural paradise full of surprises and unique beauty. Number 7. The Blue Hole, a deadly abyss. Along Egypt's Red Sea coast lies one of the most fascinating and terrifying holes on the planet, the Blue Hole. This underwater sinkhole has captivated divers for years, but it has also claimed many lives. The Blue Hole is a vertical hole over 100 meters deep in the sea, surrounded by steep cliffs. It is famous for its beauty and the clarity of its waters, making it a popular destination for experienced divers. However, its fame is also marked by tragedy. Despite being considered one of the most dangerous places to dive, many adventurers continue to risk their lives to explore its mysterious depths. The statistics on the exact number of fatalities vary, but some reports suggest that over 200 people have died in the Blue Hole since it started attracting attention in the 1990s. The most famous case was that of Yuri Lipsky, a Russian-Israeli diving instructor who tragically died in 2000 while diving with advanced equipment. Divers who descend beyond 300 feet are at risk of nitrogen narcosis, a condition that alters perception and can lead to fatal decisions. Despite the dangers, the Blue Hole remains an alluring challenge for adrenaline-seeking divers. Every year, more people dive into its waters, seeking to explore the unknown, despite the risks involved. Number 6. Unidentified heads discovered. In 1957, a young man named Carl Ludwig von Betzing made a discovery that would change the history of African archaeology. While playing on his father's farm in Lydenburg, South Africa, he unearthed what would later be known as the Lydenburg heads. This find became one of the first examples of Iron Age art in the Southern Hemisphere, challenging traditional conceptions of African history. The heads, fragmented and scattered on the ground, were carefully excavated and reconstructed at the University of Cape Town. In total, 7 heads were reconstructed, 6 of which feature human-like traits, while 1 has animal features. What is most intriguing is that the small heads shared design similarities, suggesting that they may have been created as a set. These pieces were radiocarbon dated to around 490 AD. Experts believe these heads were used ceremonially as part of Iron Age rituals. Holes on the sides of some heads indicate that they may have been affixed to posts or costumes for ceremonial representations. Today, the Lydenburg heads are exhibited at the South African Museum, serving as a fascinating testament to the cultural richness of early African civilizations. Number 5. Discovery of a new continent and ocean. In the heart of East Africa, a geological phenomenon has been slowly occurring for millions of years, a process so remarkable that it may eventually lead to the creation of a new continent and ocean. This phenomenon takes place in the Afar region of Ethiopia and could redefine the geography of the planet. The Afar region is situated at the junction of 3 tectonic plates: the Nubian plate, the Arabian plate, and the Somali plate. These plates are in constant motion, pushing and pulling away from each other. As a result, the Earth's crust in this region is extremely thin, allowing magma to rise to the surface and create a volcanic landscape. Additionally, this activity has resulted in the most notable rift, a 35-mile-long crack that appeared in 2005. The crack, located in the East African Rift Valley, is over 15 meters deep and 20 meters wide. Scientists predict that in millions of years, the rift will continue to expand, separating Africa into two continents. The smaller continent would include present-day Somalia, parts of Kenya, Ethiopia, and Tanzania, while the larger continent would encompass the rest of the African territory. This process of separation will also create a new ocean between East Africa and the Arabian Peninsula, potentially turning countries like Kenya and Uganda into coastal nations. The impact of this geological discovery is profound, as it suggests that the African continent is in the process of splitting, potentially forever altering the geography of the region and the world. Number 4. The Taung Child, South Africa. In 1924, in the Buxton Limeworks quarry near Taung, South Africa, a discovery changed our understanding of the origins of humanity. There, workers unearthed a small skull that caught the attention of anatomist Raymond Dart, who quickly recognized its importance.
Of training people in the basic sciences, letting them become doctors.
Dart identified the fossil as belonging to a new hominid species, which he named Australopithecus africanus, or Southern Ape of Africa. This discovery, known as the Taung Child, was about 2.8 million years old. The fossil exhibited intermediate features between apes and humans. Its small brain and teeth resembled those of apes, while its skull shape and dental arch reflected a transition toward modern humans. At a time when many believed humanity had evolved in Europe, this discovery challenged prevailing ideas and supported the theory that Africa was the cradle of humanity. The Taung Child is considered a turning point in paleoanthropology. Its discovery, along with later finds of adult Australopithecus africanus fossils, cemented the idea that human ancestors emerged in Africa, revolutionizing our understanding of human evolution. Number 3. Fairy Circles of the Desert, Namibia. In the arid expanses of Namibia's desert, the fairy circles form a landscape that is as mysterious as it is beautiful. These perfectly round patterns, up to 12 meters in diameter, appear as barren patches surrounded by rings of greener, more lush grass. Spanning over 1,100 miles across southern Africa, these circles have baffled scientists and visitors for decades. Theories about their origin are as varied as they are intriguing. Some experts suggest that termites are responsible, as they may consume the roots of plants in the center, creating a barren area. Others believe the circles could be the result of a competitive behavior among plants which distribute the limited desert resources evenly. There are also those who view these circles as evidence of a delicate ecological balance that allows survival in one of the planet's most hostile environments. The fairy circles are more than just a scientific enigma, they are a phenomenon that invites contemplation and admiration of nature's ability to create complex and harmonious patterns. Whether of natural or mythical origin, these circles remain one of the most fascinating mysteries of the natural world. Number 2. The Dead Trees of Dead Vlei. In the heart of the Namib Desert, a unique and desolate landscape known as Dead Vlei offers a view that seems straight out of a surrealist artwork. A field of dead trees stands against the sky like bones, preserved by the extreme climate and the passage of time. Dead Vlei, which means dead marsh, was once a thriving place full of life around 900 years ago. However, as the region's climate changed and the desert began to expand, the oasis became trapped by enormous sand dunes, isolating it from its water source. What was once a vibrant green area transformed into an arid and desolate landscape. The trees that once grew here died, but the dry climate and high temperatures prevented them from decomposing, leaving them standing today as strange natural sculptures. What makes dead Vlei even more mysterious is its surreal atmosphere. The blackened trees, which appear to have been scorched by the sun, create an eerie sight in the middle of a sea of white clay. This region has attracted photographers, filmmakers, and tourists from all over the world, eager to capture the strange beauty of this forgotten place. Although dead Vlei is one of the most stunning views in the world, it is also a sobering reminder of the power of climate and how it can transform landscapes and lives in a matter of centuries. Number 1. The Blue Sky Stones. In 1990, Italian geologist and archaeologist Angelo Pittoni embarked on one of the most fascinating investigations of his career after receiving strange blue stones from a Fula chief in Sierra Leone, West Africa. According to the local tribe, the stones came from the sky, brought by extraterrestrial visitors. What Pittoni discovered would challenge everything scientists knew about minerals and gems. When analyzed in Europe, the stones were found to be completely unique, with no match to any minerals researchers knew. The blue color, visible to the naked eye, disappeared when the stone was viewed under a microscope or broken into fine particles. Despite subjecting the stones to extreme tests, such as intense heat and acid, they neither changed nor disintegrated. Pittoni became fascinated by the stone, comparing it to pure turquoise found in ancient Egyptian relics, and called it the stone from the sky. The mystery behind these stones persists. Could they have really been a gift from extraterrestrial beings, or do they have some connection to ancient lost civilizations we no longer remember? Although the origin of the stones remains an enigma, this discovery continues to fuel theories about the limits of human knowledge and cosmic connections.